In the annals of history, where the tales of Egyptian pharaohs echo through the ages, there lies a chapter seldom told. A saga of rulers not born of Egypt's heartland, but from its southern shadow, Nubia. This is the story of the Nubian pharaohs, Egypt's southern rulers whose reign once bridged the cultures of the Nile, from the Mediterranean's fertile delta to the formidable cataracts of the south. Join us as we unravel the legacy of these formidable kings, their conquests, their monuments, and the enduring mystery of their empire. Nubia, known to the ancient Egyptians as Taseti, or the land of the bow, was revered for its archers and its wealth of gold. Stretching from the first cataract of the Nile in modern-day Aswan, southward to what is now Sudan, this land was a cradle of civilization, parallel to its northern neighbor, Egypt. Nubia's strategic location made it a cultural crossroads, a melting pot where African and Mediterranean worlds met. Throughout history, Nubia would oscillate between being Egypt's most formidable foe and its most valuable ally, laying the groundwork for an era where Nubians would ascend to the throne of Egypt itself. In the heart of Africa, south of the ancient civilization of Egypt, lay the Kingdom of Kush. Rising to prominence around 2500 BCE, this powerful realm found its stride as Egypt's new kingdom waned after 1070 BCE. As custodians of the Nile's legacy, the Kushite kings embarked on a transformative journey, melding their rich cultural heritage with the storied traditions of Egypt. As the Kushite kings fortified their domain along the Nile, their ambitions would soon lead them to an unprecedented feat, ascending the throne of Egypt itself. The Nubian pharaohs ascended to the Egyptian throne during a period of internal discord and fragmentation within Egypt. Nubia had been a colony of Egypt during the Middle and New Kingdoms, but gained its independence and grew in power, especially during the Third Intermediate Period. The Nubian kings, capitalizing on the weakening Egyptian state, positioned themselves as protectors of Egyptian traditions and the true heirs to the legacy of the pharaohs. Their ascendancy was characterized by a blend of Egyptian and Nubian cultural elements, leading to a renaissance in Egyptian arts and religion, alongside the assertion of military strength. By the 8th century BCE, they had extended their influence, ushering in an era where Kushite pharaohs reigned supreme over Egypt, initiating the Nubian dynasty. This marked a golden age of cultural renaissance, where the arts, religion, and governance of ancient Egypt were revitalized under Kushite stewardship. From their strategic position along the Nile, within the territories of modern-day Sudan, the Kushites forged a legacy of power, innovation, and cultural synthesis, bridging the realms of Africa and the Mediterranean. The Kingdom of Kush, with its dynamic capitals of Napata and Meroe, emerged as a beacon of prosperity, military might, and cultural flourishing, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of history as the guardians of the Nile's ancient legacy. Piye, a Kushite king, became the first to claim the title of pharaoh, inaugurating the 25th dynasty around 747 BCE and marking the beginning of a renaissance in traditional Egyptian religion and art, infused with distinct Nubian flair. He launched significant military expeditions to consolidate power over Egypt and its neighboring regions. The Nubian pharaohs were not mere conquerors. They were also patrons of the arts and devout believers in the Egyptian pantheon, particularly the god Amun. Their reign was characterized by a cultural renaissance that saw the integration of Nubian and Egyptian artistic styles, religious practices, and even languages. Nubian rulers and artists blended Egyptian artistic styles with their own, creating a distinct visual culture that celebrated their dual heritage. This period saw the production of statues, reliefs, and other artworks that depicted Nubian pharaohs in traditional Egyptian royal iconography, yet with subtle differences in features and attire. They left a lasting legacy in the form of monumental architecture, including the construction and expansion of temples and pyramids in Nubia and Egypt. The pyramids at Kurru and Nuri, for instance, are indicative of the Nubians' unique contributions to the pyramid building tradition. Temples like those at Jebel Barkal and the expansion of the Karnak temple complex stand as testaments to their devotion and their efforts to blend the best of both worlds. This era, though often overshadowed by the rest of Egyptian history, was a golden age where the Nile's cultures flowed together as one. The Nubian pharaohs, renowned as formidable warriors, were also guardians of Egypt's borders, repelling invasions and asserting dominance over vast territories. Their military strategies, honed in the rugged landscapes of Nubia, fortified Egypt's defenses and expanded its frontiers. Yet their legacy is not solely forged in war, it is also etched in stone and sand. From the pyramids of Meroe, echoing the grandeur of their Egyptian counterparts, to the restoration and construction of temples that celebrated the gods of both lands, they left indelible marks of a unified vision. The Temple of Amun at Jebel Barkal, a site sacred to both Nubians and Egyptians, stands as a pinnacle of their architectural and spiritual endeavors, symbolizing a shared heritage that transcended the boundaries of empire. In 671 BCE, Assyria's war machine led by Esarhaddon breached Egypt's defenses. Despite valiant efforts, Taharqa retreated south as Assyria imposed its rule, reshaping the political landscape of the Nile Valley. For 8 years, Egypt became a battleground with Nubia and Assyria vying for control. The relentless Assyrian campaign culminated in the sack of Thebes, ending Nubian rule in Egypt but not extinguishing their spirit. As all empires do, the Nubian dynasty's reign in Egypt eventually waned, succumbing to the relentless tide of time and the march of Assyrian armies. By 656 BCE, their rule over Egypt had ended, but the Nubians withdrew to their homeland with their heads held high, their legacy within the annals of Egyptian history forever secured. After retreating to Napata, the Nubians laid the groundwork for the Meroitic kingdom, a new chapter of prosperity and cultural richness that would echo through the ages, testament to the enduring influence of the Nubian dynasty. Today, the sands of Nubia and Egypt whisper tales of these southern rulers, their achievements slowly being unearthed by archaeologists and historians. Their monuments, though eroded by the ages, continue to stand as a testament to a time when Nubia and Egypt were united under the scepter of the Black Pharaohs. The legacy of the Nubian pharaohs endures, not just in the stone of their temples and pyramids, but in the cultural synthesis they championed, a fusion that enriched the tapestry of human civilization along the Nile. As the sun sets on the Nile, casting long shadows over the pyramids of Egypt and the temples of Nubia, we are reminded of the enduring legacy of the Nubian pharaohs. Their story, interwoven with that of Egypt, highlights a chapter of human history where unity, cultural exchange, and mutual respect forged an empire that bridged continents. In the end, the Nubian pharaohs remind us that history is not just a tale of conquest and kings, but a mosaic of human endeavor that continues to inspire us across the ages. As we delve into the past, let us carry forward the lessons of the Nubian pharaohs, that strength lies in diversity, and that our greatest achievements arise from the harmony of many voices. If the Nubian pharaohs inspired you and you seek more insight into our civilization's roots, join us, subscribe, share with history enthusiasts, and let's uncover stories that unite us. Thanks for watching and supporting our quest through time. Stay curious, keep exploring, and see you on the next adventure into the past.